Good morning, good afternoon, sorry, and welcome to Tony Commander Glapohkpa Chesson talk show. My show today is going to be focused on the power of JUJU. Now, I've been talking about JUJU and how it has affected me for the past few months on my platform on Facebook and on this show recently, yesterday. But as an educated man and a man who has experienced the effects of witchcraft, it behooves me to educate my people on what I've learned. Because when things attack you, you have to learn about it. And since I've been attacked twice, I've taken some time to learn about the impact of witchcraft in our lives. So bear with me a few minutes. Let me take some time and educate you. What is JUJU? You know, we use this word JUJU. What is JUJU? JUJU is a traditional religious belief. Africans across the continent practice JUJU. It's an elemental form of belief where people believe in the trees, the wind, the nature, and all these things. They are elements of our environments. And they have spirits. Every living thing has spirits. And our traditional people worship these elemental spirits. We call them elemental spirits. But from my education over these past few months, I will tell you what I believe. Okay? So JUJU is a traditional religious belief that is practiced throughout Africa and the world. Many people with African roots, the Puerto Ricans, the Spanish people that have African roots and know about Africa and intermingle with African people, practice JUJU. This Indian man I told you who came to my house, he's from India, but he lives in Liberia. So you know he practicing JUJU. He brought something in my house. So that is JUJU. It's supernatural. We call it witchcraft, where people do different things, cast spells, and different kinds of things. You know, they make sacrifices and all these things. They were part of our Christian beliefs too. But we have outgrown those things. Now our attention is toward Jesus Christ. He paid the price for all of that. Okay? So JUJU is a traditional African religion. It's something that people practice with the culture. Okay? So it also involves elemental spirit. The spirits of the trees, the spirit of the wind, the spirit of the air, the spirit of everything. Those are elemental spirits. Okay? Now there is a historical link to all of this. The Bible, as Christians, is our guide in protecting us, in educating us, in enlightening us of all these forces. But when you read the Bible, you got to understand what the Bible is telling you. Because throughout history, we have dealt with elements not of this earth. Just like Jesus Christ was not of this earth. He told us that his kingdom was not here. He told us. So if he was not of this earth, you know that he was not the only one of this, not of this earth, because he had antagonists. He had elements that were against him, that tried to compete with him, that tried to deny him, that tried to dispel his teaching. And one of them was what we know to be the snake in the Garden of Eden. But my people, that was not a snake. That was a dragon, an alien entity, not of this world, just like Jesus Christ. And they came to compete with Jesus Christ because they may have been here before Jesus Christ. They may have been here because if you study the Bible, and let me tell you one thing, the Bible is the truth. It's the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But you got to understand the Bible and what it's telling you. You got to understand the teachings. So, from the Bible, we also learn that there were antagonists to Jesus Christ. His world was not of this world. He came to redeem us. And when he came, there were elements that had existed in the darkness from time immemorial. If you read the Bible, you know that this world was dark. It was dark. That doesn't mean that there were not elements existing in the darkness. There were. From time immemorial, the Africans have worshipped aliens. Look at Egypt. Look at the pyramids. The pyramids are designed to connect with the sun, with the solstice, with the stars. The same thing in Britain, where you have the Stonehenge. It's connected with the sun. All these things have had the implication of spiritual ramifications. So, there were elements existing in the darkness before the coming of our God. When our God came to this world, what did he do? The first thing he did, he said, let there be light. And the darkness was cast away, and there was light. But that doesn't mean that the darkness is not still around. We don't see the darkness, we see the light. But the darkness is there. Where will it go? It was here before the light. The light only displaced it and pushed it aside. So we are still confronted with the elements that were here before our God, Elohim, the three-in-one. Before our God came, there were elements existing in the darkness. Secondly, when you read the Bible teaches us that in the days when God and the angels connected with humans on earth, there were angels that came to earth and slept with the beautiful women. They saw that the women were beautiful and they wanted to come and sleep with them. And someone that came and slept with them and they had children. And those children are supernatural. They have powers because they are connected with angels, fallen angels, to punish them. God forbade the children of those angels by humans from entering into heaven. That does not mean that they do not exist. They are not humans. They are supernatural beings. But God forbid them from entering heaven. So they can't enter heaven. So they are part of the spiritual realm that existing on this earth. So if you've been paying attention to what I'm saying, there are three elements that are trying to control us as humans on this earth. One is Jesus Christ, and the three in one. Two are the reptilian aliens. They have the dragons. They are the people that have been here from time immemorial in the darkness. They are the elemental spirits. When you see Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, that was not a snake that were trying to deceive Eve. That was a reptilian alien, which is in the form of a dragon. That snake is a dragon, it's not a snake. But to us, we say it's a snake. But it's not. So, according to spiritual teachings, there are three elements that exist. Even in the Bible, there are three elements that exist in the spiritual realm. There are the fallen children of the angels. There are the aliens from other worlds that have existed and visited Earth for so long. We know them as the Greys, and we know them as the reptilian aliens. They look like dragons, they got scales on them. But they are the ones that want to compete with Jesus Christ. They are the ones that have joined the children of the fallen angels to wreak havoc against human beings. And I will tell you why I know this. So that's the biblical and historical teaching. We know that the darkness existed on this earth. We know that within the darkness, there were elements of other worlds. We know that Jesus Christ and the three in one came and brought light. They were not of this world either. So these are competing forces for this earth. But according to the Bible, we were put here by God. Whoever tried to influence us is through our culture, through our religious practices, and through our spiritual beliefs. Those are the things that impact us. So, aliens have visited Earth for years. When you look on TV here in America, they talk about the unexplained things. They talk about the pictures that Michelangelo drew. How in those pictures he depicted alien ships in the skies. You can go look at those pictures. So we are impacted by a lot of spiritualism on this earth. But I didn't know all of that. You know, we talk about spiritualism, we talk about JUJU, we talk about witchcraft, but we don't know the significance or the significant impact that these things have on our lives. We don't know it. So I've told you all my two experiences. One, with the Indian man who visited me. And after that visit, my whole life changed. My whole life changed. It's been almost 10 years now. But I was under hell for 7 years. When I say 7 years of bad luck, believe it. Bad luck comes in 7 years. JUJU, when you have JUJU on you, you can never get nothing correct. How you know you got JUJU? You can't drive. You have all kind of accidents. Your judgment would be screwed up when you're driving. Everybody who have been attacked by witchcraft that I know, who tell me their problems, I tell them straight. One of my friends came to me, he said, "My man, I don't know, I can't drive. I just having all kind of stupid accidents." He said, "Some of the accidents so stupid." I said, "My man, somebody put a spell on you." He said, "What?" I said, "Go check yourself out." I said, "When you got juju on you, that's the first sign your judgment in driving is screwed up. You'll not be able to drive. You have all kind of stupid accident. Your depth perception will be off. You hit cars. You scratch people's cars. It happened to me. When the Indian man left my house, I had so many accidents. I was scared to drive. Another guy I know right now is going through the same problem. He came to me and said, "My man, I have an accident. I'm scared to drive." I said, "My man, go check yourself out. Somebody have punked on you." That's the first sign. Your driving will be screwed up. You have so many accidents. Just pray you don't die. When you start having accidents that way your judgment is impaired, you have been bewitched. You need to go see somebody to square yourself away. That's how I knew it. I had so many accidents. My driving was just messed up. I was hitting people, scratching people's cars. I mean, stupidly. Stupidly. So you know that what happened. But when this Indian man left my house, I told you I got sick. He wanted to kill my wife. My wife has something called diverticulitis. She almost died. But God was with us. You see? But I always prayed. So when that Indian man did his thing, I was praying. I had 3 strokes. I got a bleeding also. They can't find out where the blood coming from. But I kept praying. Because in Liberia, before I left Liberia, my mom took me to a man. This was the only man in Liberia that I knew. He was a powerful JUJU man. I knew it right away. Well, there were 2. One was a young boy. He was just with our basketball team, but he was good. Because when he did our thing, he did our JUJU, when he handed it to me, he looked at me and he said, "My man, why you want to spoil my medicine?" He said it to me. He said, "Why you want to spoil my medicine?" I understood what he meant. Because I can never keep those things with me. I bring that thing in my house. I bring in a JUJU in my house. I will not sleep. I'm a Christian. I can't keep that thing in my house. People got it in my house with me. I can't sleep. I will wake up. I will know something in my house. So the boy said to me, he said, "Why you want to spoil my medicine, man?" Because he knew I couldn't keep it. And sure enough, I went and wasted it. Because it was bothering me. When I sleep, I feel it. The spirit come in my room. I can't see it, but I feel it. I feel the presence. And I didn't like that. I felt that awkward presence in my room. Anytime I bring that thing in my room. The second man that I believe was very powerful, my mom took me to that man. When that man threw his gamble to do my thing, the first thing he looked at me, he said, "Who is Jesus Christ?" And the first thing he said to me, I laughed because I knew he was good. Because I only did that thing because my mom forced me to do it. But I wasn't going to go to that man to tell my fortune and all of that. I'm not that kind of person. But the man knew what he was doing. As soon as he threw the thing, he said, "Who is Jesus Christ?" He didn't know about Jesus Christ. I don't think he had ever heard about Jesus Christ. But actually, he looked at my thing, he said, "Who is Jesus Christ?" He said, oh, you got a good sababu. You got good luck. You got good God. And he told me, he said, one black boy won't make you blind. He said, it's no joke. Take it seriously. This boy want to make you blind. So he said, but it can't happen. And I told him, I said, I know it can't happen. Because you go to witchcraft to make me blind, you're killing yourself. So I've always had that in my mind. You know? So after nobody told me about this Indian man, but I was the cause of the Indian man. I told you, as soon as he called me to come to my house, Jesus told me this man want to kill you. The boy said it to me. This man want to kill you. But I said, wherever you want to do it, Jesus Christ will not permit it. And he didn't permit it. But I suffer for my own mistake for not listening to the boys. I broke my hip. I had 3 strokes. I got a breathing ulcer. All of these things happen in 7 years. When they say 7 years of bad luck, it comes in 7 years. Believe it. Believe the Bible. There's no other true book than the Bible. Everything in the Bible is true. It's true. I've experienced it. So after this Indian man did his thing, I got stroke and everything. A friend of mine invited me to his house. I go there. His friend is there. His friend is a drug dealer. Drug dealers deal with voodoo and juju in America because they don't want to get caught. So as soon as I saw this boy, I knew there was a problem because he and I can't hang up together. First of all, the guy who friendly with him introduced me to my wife. He introduced the same guy to my wife. And my wife refused him, rejected him. I didn't know about it. Then this guy bring the same guy in my midst to befriend me. I'm like, after I found out about it, I was like, how could you do that? The woman I married rejected this guy. You think he will like me? You think he will like me? You bring this man in my midst to kill me? And the man is a drug dealer. He's proud to say he's a drug dealer. Playing with voodoo and juju and all that shit. But at first, I didn't know that was this guy. I just knew that was him. When we were all together, and he said something or did something that I remember what the old man said to me in Liberia. And I turned to the guy. I said, my man, are you the black guy that's trying to make me blind? And you know what the fool said to me? The fool said, but that's culture. I said, culture? You trying to make me blind with witchcraft and you tell me that culture? He admitted it. He admitted that you were trying to make me blind. So I just hit him in the chest with my palm. I said, you're a little boy. You're a little boy. You play with something you don't know about. You think voodoo and juju, that's something you just can go play with? You impacting people's lives. You won't hurt people for nothing. I didn't do nothing to the man. Why you won't hurt me? So you got to keep away from those kind of people. I disassociated myself from them. My friend, I don't want to be a friend no more. I don't want to be a friend no more. You play with that kind of juju and those kind of people. I don't want to be around you no more. I'm a Christian. I don't know what you would do with your voodoo and juju. They could have put it in my food or things like that. But I'm not square. I come from Africa. I know about those things. You know, these evil people, man, they're evil. They are evil. So that was my experience. And let me tell you something. After this, Indian man did his shit. And I went through all the negativity I had to endure. I was in the mirror one day. My wife was in the hospital with diverticulitis. I was in the mirror getting ready to go see her at the hospital. I was brushing my teeth and everything. When I lifted my eyes and looked in the mirror, I saw this chicken foot This huge chicken foot in the mirror before me. Jesus Christ uncloaked the dragon before me. It freaked me out. I'm standing up looking in the mirror and I'm looking at this chicken foot coming on my head. The thing sat on my head. The whole chicken foot covered my whole head. That's how I knew it was a dragon. Because it was big. The foot covered my whole head. And all the fingernails were those JUJU claws those Mandingo people got with the beads on it. Those claws that they got hanging on the wall. That were the fingernail of this dragon. They keep all on my face. They covered my whole face. I had nothing but beads on my face with cloth. I was standing in the mirror looking at the thing. Then the dragon disappeared and the claws stayed on my face. I couldn't go visit my wife. The thing was on my face. I was just looking in the mirror. Then I went and sat down. I was totally mesmerized. I didn't know what was happening to me. Then I got up and went back to the mirror. The whole thing had disappeared in my skin. It went in my skin. I went and visited my wife. I came back. I went to sleep. When I woke up the next morning, I had a spiritual mask on my face. The mask started from here. The dragon sat right here on my face. There was a bird, like a little bird right here. And the wing from the bird went over my face and came down here. And on here was a dragon mouth with some vomit coming out of the mouth here and here. I have fresh skin coming out of the thing mouth on my face. I had never seen something like that in my life. It scared the bejesus out of me, but I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to pray. I couldn't go to the hospital. My wife was scared. She wanted to talk. I told her, don't talk. Don't look at it. Don't get involved with it. I don't want this thing transferred to you. Just be quiet. Let me handle it. I knew it was spiritual. So I decided to pray. Now the Muslims pray 5 times a day. I'm a Christian. I can't pray 5 times a day. So I pray 4 times a day. But what I did as a Christian, I set my time for praying. I prayed at 3 o'clock in the morning. I prayed at 5 o'clock. I prayed at 12 o'clock. And I prayed at 6 o'clock. For the 4 times I prayed. I didn't change from those times. I prayed on the hour. Those 4 times on the hour. When you pray 4 times to Jesus Christ, he unfolds the mystery of the universe to you. There were things I was saying, I couldn't believe it. First of all, I saw Jesus' kingdom. I've seen Jesus' kingdom. It's marvelous. He showed me it because I was praying. I stuck to my time. 4 times I was praying. It got to the point when the thing tried to make me blind. There's a spiritual watching that I watch myself every morning before I pray. An old Mandingo man taught me how to wash. So I wash every morning. When I woke up to wash and went to wash my face, there was bamboo coming out of my eye, sticking straight up. You couldn't see it. But when I did it, I was feeling it. I couldn't touch my eyes. The thing was sticking in my hands. It was sticking in my hands. But I was washing myself. So I didn't care. I was scared, but I didn't care because the bamboo come out of your eye and it closes like this. It make you blind. That's how it was going to make me blind. But as I poured that spiritual water on me and said Jesus Christ's name and the Holy Trinity, it couldn't stand it. It couldn't stand it. Reptilian aliens cannot stand Jesus Christ. The children of these angels that cannot go to heaven, that are mingling around the world, creating havoc, cannot challenge Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the only God. There is only one God. And that's the 3-in-1. And Jesus Christ is his son. Believe it. That will save me from blindness. The bamboo disappeared because I kept wasting the water there. Jesus Christ saved me. Every time I go pray, then I was praying to the 3-in-1. I was praying 4 times. I did that for 2 months. straight. I never left my house. I stayed in my house and prayed 4 times a day, on the hour, every hour. I remember one day I was walking down Benson Street in Monrovia. You know, on Benson Street, further down Benson Street, that Randall Street, all the way down there, they got the Aladora Church, the prophet people, these prophetess. They pray, they go to the mountain, they make sacrifices, they do all kinds of things to Jesus Christ. This day I was walking down Benson Street. I told this story before. I was walking down Benson Street. I wasn't even thinking, I don't know what I was thinking, I was just going. And this Aladora church woman was coming, ringing the bell, walking by me. As soon as the woman got to me, she just caught my hand and held me still and squeezed it. Then I look at her and she looked at me. She said, "Oh, you soldier." And she left my hand and she was walking. I said, "Soldier?" By that time, I had no concept of being a soldier. I was going to law school. Soldier. I wasn't even thinking about soldier. Then when she told me soldier, I was thinking about Liberian soldier. I said, "Soldier, you kidding me?" I yelled. I said, "You kidding me, soldier?" And I forgot about that thing. I forgot about it. It wasn't until I was in the army in Germany. One morning, I was dressing to go to duty, rushing, putting on my uniform. And a voice just came to me from the woman. "You're a soldier." And I just stopped. I said, "Whoa. Whoa." I thought I could say, "Whoa. Whoa." She told me that. She told me that. She told me I'll be a soldier. Wow. So there are many things that are secret to us. The world holds many secrets. Many secrets. And if you haven't seen your secret yet, when you grow older, you will see your spiritualism. You'll come into contact with it. Every one of us comes into contact with spiritualism. It's just that I knew it existed, but I didn't know the impact it would have on people like me. It changed my life. And you know the same MP Delaware man, he called me the other day, he told me he won't come back to visit me. Can you imagine? A man with no shame, a disgusting, useless, JUJU believing man won't come to my house again. I would just beat the shit out of that man. I would mercilessly beat him if he come near my house. That one I ready to go to jail. But these are the things we got to learn. I'm doing this class so you know that this thing is real. It's no joke when they say people throw spells against you. And let me tell you, people, teach your young children not to play with cards, not to get into fortune telling and all those kind of things. Because if you don't know how to do those things, they open up negative doors to you spiritually. They will change your future, your destiny, your direction. Don't play with things you don't understand. That's why I watch these boys play with JUJU. He says culture. Culture? You know what you're playing with? You know what you're playing with? But I can't go around there no more. And I'm a Christian. I can't play with people who play with JUJU and voodoo and all that kind of things. No, I don't want to play with you. I don't want, because they do things to change your mentality, to change your mind, to influence you, to do things to do that, because they want to make you part of them when you're not part of them. My grandfather died because of that. My grandfather, Ben Freeman, was Speaker of the House of Liberia. He was a wealthy, powerful man on his own. He was a Christian. He went and listened to Tubman, who was a witchcraft man. Told my grandfather to leave the speaker position and come to be vice president with him because my grandfather wrote everything for Tubman. He wrote the Unification Act. He wrote the Open Door Policy. He did everything for Tubman. So Tubman wanted him to come to the executive branch to be with him. And they fooled my grandfather. My grandfather went and used voodoo, went and formed a cult with Tubman and his boys. That's just what they wanted to do in Rhode Island here. Talking about the team we must go form cult. I said, no, I ain't forming no cult with y'all. I ain't no using no juju with y'all. That shit, I ain't doing that shit. That what George Weah did. That sycamore tree and all the things. That's what they did to my grandfather. He turned his back on Jesus Christ to serve Tubman. And Jesus Christ killed his ass. Smash him. Wipe his name out of Liberia history. From 1950, my grandfather built Liberia. My grandfather founded Israel. He led the Liberian delegation to the UN that broke the vote to give Israel a place in the Middle East. My grandfather did that. And his name isn't even recognized among the great people in Liberia. It's just a whisper. Why? Because he prayed with Jesus Christ. He turned his back on Jesus Christ to follow Tubman and JUJU. And Jesus Christ annihilated him, wiped him off the earth. His name was never called in Liberia history. He's just a memory. But this is what JUJU do to you. It will happen to me too. The way I've committed myself to Jesus Christ, if I leave and go use JUJU, I will be destroyed just like my grandfather. My name will never be remembered. I will be crushed. You can't deceive Jesus Christ. You can't. You will deceive yourself. The forces in this world are too many. And Jesus told us that. He told us he's not the only God. Jesus told us, he didn't lie to us. He said, in my Father's house, there are many mansions. There is one God. And under that God, there are many sub-powerful entities. They're not gods. They wish they were gods. For us, they may seem to be God because they got powers we can't comprehend, but they're not gods. Our God is more powerful than them. And when you call on him, he will come. He's right outside. He's right over you. He's not far away. So Jesus taught us. He didn't lie to us. He told us that in my Father's house, there are many mansions, and I will go to prepare a place for Christians, for all the people who love me. You people have no place. You have no place because there's no place in heaven for you. You have no God. Only the aliens and other gods are under the supreme God. But you have no place. You need a God. I am your God. Jesus Christ came to be our God because we had no gods. He said, let me go free those people and they will be my people. And God told him, he said, yes, you want to free those people? Then you got to pay the price. You got to give your life for them. And Jesus said, yes, I will give my life for them. Because he knew the aliens don't love us. Yes, they are like gods. They are the ancient gods. They are the traditional African gods. Yes, they are the traditional African gods, but they don't love us. They are not like us. Your God got to look like you. If your God does not look like you, it cannot be your God. Our Jesus Christ came because he looked at us. He made us in his image. He is our God. If you watch something that is not like you, you will be a slave to it. All the traditional people that worship the aliens, we're not like them. They will not make us part of them in their world. They will make us aliens. They will make us slaves. Their dogs, their cats, their animals, their servants, their slaves. Only Jesus Christ looked at us. Only Jesus Christ will have the compassion and love for us. Only he. And all these things I'm telling you, there's a price to pay for it. There's a price to pay for it. I've done my shit. I've done my shit. And like I told you about that voodoo man I went to who told me about Jesus Christ, I did my shit too. I got problems to pay. I'm not clean. All of us got baggages. That's why we need Jesus Christ. Because what our baggages you come with, when you find the truth, you submit to the truth. And you know nothing can be better than the truth. There's only one truth. There's only one truth. So I'm just doing all of this. I don't want to talk about this no more. This will be my last time talking about spiritualism and JUJU. I've given you the class. I've taken my time to tell you my experiences and what is true and what is not true. But I know the Bible is true. The Bible is true. When I had that spiritual mask on my face, I had all kind of alien marks on my face. I told you all on Facebook and all my podcast places that the aliens communicate in delta signs. They can make it all kind of way. But when they finish with you, an ex come there. When the mask was ready to get off my face, when Jesus Christ already take the mask off my face, all the things that the mask was connected to disappeared and X came there. I had nothing but X on my face. X. That means all the things that left me. And there was nothing else in me. I told you I saw the blood of the dragon. Every time I prayed and put spiritual water on me, I could feel the green thing coming on my face, coming from this thing that was here, the dragon that was here, spreading all over my face. It was all my nose. The thing was going in my eye. It was going to make me blind. But I wish you people never experienced what I've experienced. But I advise you to prepare yourself. Know your God. There is only one God. And if you don't know your God, if you don't understand the greatness of the God you serve and submit to him, when things come to attack you, you have nowhere to turn. Now, if I didn't have Jesus Christ, who will help me? I would have gotten blind. They would have been carrying me from JUJU man to JUJU man to JUJU man. I can't do that. I believe in Jesus Christ. The power is within me. It's not above me. It's within me. And I got to ignite that power within me through prayers and devotion and fasting and commitment to my service. It's hard. Being a Christian is not easy. It's hard. The more I talk about Jesus Christ, the more temptation comes in my life to disturb me, to throw me off track, to make me lose my consciousness. I was praying every day, then I got sick. I couldn't even, when I knelt down to pray, I couldn't get up. I couldn't stand up. I was so full of fluids. I couldn't climb the stairs. When I go take one foot and put on the stairs, my friend died of that kind of thing. My boy died of what I had. And it bothers me every day. It bothers me every day. Because there was no treatment in Liberia for him. And nobody could diagnose his sickness. They thought he was getting fat. The man was filling up with his own fluids. He drowned on his fluids. But that will happen when you are not educated and you're not exposed. That's why we need good health care. We need Jesus back in Liberia. We need to pray. We need to recommit ourselves to our Christian faith. You can't worship Jesus and do JUJU. You can't do that. That's worshiping two masters. You got to submit to one God and know that come what may, you will follow Jesus. Whether you fall down, you get sick, you will not go back to the juju. You will pray. You rather die praying to Jesus than going back to juju. That's the standard you have to have. And that's why Liberia is suffering today. Because we say we're Christians in the morning, then in the night, we are Africanists. We go do juju. You can't worship two gods. It's no joke. You can't. And that's why we are so backwards. That's why we are so down. We are so ignorant. We are so evil to each other. We are so corrupt. We are so baseless. We are so negative. Because we have no real gods. We think serving Jesus Christ is a joke. It's not a joke. Jesus Christ is not a joke. You think you can just play with Jesus Christ because he's a white God? You will die. You will die. And that's why we are suffering. Because we want to be Christians and play juju. It can't work. That's my lesson to you. There is only one God. Jesus Christ is a jealous God. You cannot say you're a Christian and go do juju. Jesus Christ will not come and tell you he will punish you. But your lifestyle will let you know that you're being punished. Look at us in Liberia. We are the dirt of the earth. We are the dirt of the earth. No road. Look at our people walking in mud up to their knees. Look at those people. Every time I see them, I don't want to say I'm Liberian. I won't cry. I won't cry. Because only people who don't love themselves and each other live like the way we're living in Liberia. We don't love each other. We hate each other. And for that, I'm not coming to you. You hate me. If my own people can hate me because of their actions and their behaviors and their lifestyles, I can't come among you. Peace be to you. I hope my lesson did well for you today. I hope it did well. There is spiritualism in this world. We have good and we have evil. Jesus Christ is the representation of light, of good. He is the God that resembles us, and we are made in his image. You cannot worship a God who is not made in your image, who you're not made in his image. That God will enslave you. You will never be a part of that God's kingdom with equal rights. You think the reptilian aliens will take us to the world and treat us like themselves? You must be joking. Take heed and govern yourselves accordingly. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a holy man. I'm just somebody who have lived through the traumas of spiritualism and overcome it by the grace of Jesus Christ. Aluta, continua. Have a good day. My class is done. Take care.